The Socorro Center for Wildlife Conservation is having a fundraiser that you can be a part of. You get to meet the animal ambassadors and learn more about our local wildlife. To discuss that and a little bit more, let me welcome to the show the founder and director of the Socorro Center for Wildlife Conservation, Ricardo W.L Meade, and his special guest who's with us this morning, Zeus, the Black Hawk Eagle. Good morning to you, Ricardo. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you for having me, and good morning to all our listeners and viewers out there.
How are you doing this morning?
I am doing fantastic, and a little pressure.
Zeus is not a morning person.
It would seem like that was almost deliberate. But don't forget me.
We're also, exactly, we're also here for him, so he's making certain that we know. But we are also doing this towards benefiting our friends at the TTSBCA, a fundraiser, which is usually the idea behind most of your endeavors.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit as to the shape and form of this one.
Well, the center, the Wildlife Center, like the TTSBCA, not funded or sponsored. So really, it's all in-kind donations that come in to keep the important work going. They have been around for quite a few decades, and this year, well, next year I think it is, yeah. This year is 19 years, so next year is our big 20th year, and the work comes down to wildlife, and wildlife is what supports people and our country and our biodiversity. So it's important for us to establish that link and that connection, that synergy, as it were. People think it's about the animals. The animals are what help us to be, what makes the mountains green and lush and diverse. It's the animals doing their thing. You remove that from the ecosystem, and we're going to end up in a situation where we are now scant and bare, in a situation almost like Haiti. So we don't want to go there. We want to prevent that. And we have a saying, by sustaining biodiversity, we preserve the future.
Absolutely. That's not a saying, that's right.
That's the facts. That's actually the facts. All right, so, but before we get into more about the fundraiser, Zeus is a Black Hawk Eagle.
Yes.
And this is native to Trinidad and Tobago.
Native to Trinidad, a fairly rare bird. It's not an eagle. And we try to do our outreach to teach people, we don't have eagles in Trinidad. Okay. It's a Black Hawk Eagle. So an eagle has a certain size and a hawk has a certain size.
Right.
But you have this guy somewhere in between as a hawk who's a wannabe. He wants to be an eagle.
Not at all related, like same genus type or anything?
Well, yeah, they're all birds of prey and raptors. But he doesn't meet the physical qualifications to be an eagle. But he still wanna be. So we give him Hawk Eagle.
Hawk Eagle.
Hawk Eagle, yes.
All right. And what are the characteristics that make him a Hawk Eagle?
Well, he's probably our largest and most powerful raptor here in Trinidad. So his wingspan doesn't get up to 5 and 6 feet, but it's in the 40s in terms of his wingspan. And he's quite powerful. So right now, as he's sitting on my arm, part one leg on the glove and one off, I feel the utter pressure of this bird, whose one of his favorite food was monkeys, and the other parrots. Yes.
As in the bird does eat monkeys?
The bird will eat monkeys.
The bird does eat his cousins, parrots? Okay,
right?
And we'll stay over there.
Yeah, he's a carnivore. Let's never forget that.
Clearly.
Do not offer bird seed and banana. If you're offering that on your hand and he's looking, he's not looking at the bird seed. It's your fingers he's looking at.
Wow. All right, Zeus, you're going to say over there.
Yeah.
I was about to ask why his feathers are raised. This is an indication of discomfort or agitation.
Just a bit there, looking around, paying attention. What's a new environment?
He is
and
ready
so he's paying attention. Yes, so it's going up, it's going down. He's looking around. And must add to it the fact that he is blind in one eye.
Oh.
So he's even more, that makes you a lot more attentive.
Right.
Because you now have to take in everything from monocular vision instead of binocular vision, which you're accustomed to. So it makes it a bit uncomfortable for him. So this is all part of his training and socialization, because he cannot be released. He cannot survive in the wild.
Why
so
not?
imagine him going after a parrot with monocular vision.
Right.
Okay, it's like people who have an eye patch. It's difficult to drive because now you have to turn your head to take in that perspective.
Yeah.
So him as a bird that is only successful about 20% of the times when they hunt, with perfect vision and perfect conditions, when you take away one eye, he will probably get the parrot, but get a handful of feathers. And he can't eat that. And every time they go and they try to hunt, they reduce their battery life. Okay, their reserves are depleted and it becomes weaker. So it becomes harder every time. So with one eye, quite easily he can literally starve to death out there.
Right. Now, we're making sure that we have these endeavors just so that he doesn't have to go into the wild, and we are able to support you guys through maintaining the spaces needed, the foods needed, and the, of course, manpower needed to do things like this. Now, the event itself will have Zeus and others like him.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my favorite part. Tell me as to what the setting and space is going to be like so that we know who exactly to bring to meet Zeus.
Okay, so we're going to be at the Presal Secondary School. That's really easy, as everybody will tell you from town, from south. As you get off the highway, you are there, literally. It's a beautiful multi-purpose space, and we're going to convert that into a bit of a safari, and it's interactive. So you're not just going to be watching animals behind glass, or a lot of the animals are going to come out. You're going to have a chance to socialize with different animals at different points in time.
What kind of animals are we talking?
We're talking different hawks. Okay, so hawks alone, we have the Savannah hawk, we have the gray line hawk, we have the white hawk, we have the yellow-headed caracara, we have the northern crested caracara, we have Zeus, we have a barn owl, we have a spectacled owl,
wow.
We have a tropical screech owl, we have different types of snakes, including what's possibly one of the largest anacondas in captivity right now. I think our girl is about 15 feet right now. Okay, and you can touch that snake.
Why?
Because animals deserve love and affection too. Go ahead.
Snake deserves love and affection.
The thing is, though,
snakes are safe and lovely.
The thing is, though, many of these animals come to you through you having to rescue them from certain situations or spaces. So is it that we have animals that all have like Zeus problems, like seeing or defects, if you will? Or are they just those that wandered into human spaces and you remove them?
Well, a lot of times in the human spaces where they acquire their injuries or their disabilities, as it were. Struck a car, flew into a window, dog attack, cat attack, quite common. And that is why we are teamed up with the Trinidad and Tobago Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. We have a problem, and society right now is sticking its head in the sand and its proverbial butt in the air. There's an explosion of dogs and cats. This actually increased tremendously during COVID and is still continuing, because now you have a cat out there. In 6 months, she has 8 kittens. Of those 8 kittens, 50% of them possibly female, and in 6 months they have 8 each, and it just goes on and on. So now we have the Winston Nanan Bird Sanctuary. It's almost like a cat sanctuary. In 1 hour's time at the entrance, I counted 52 cats.
Wow.
And while we have love and affection for all animals, everything has to be in its right place.
Balance
and
is
the
important.
bird sanctuary is not the place for the cats, because I have seen personally the cats predating, killing other animals there, lizards, and attacking birds. It's not their place. And we need to understand that as humans. So TTSPCA comes in with their spay and neuter drives, and we're trying to change the culture. Instead of saying, oh, that is evil, that is important for the survival. So they were threatened, and we believe that it's important for us to step in and help them. Because if the cats go wild, we get a lot more injuries and a lot more deaths. It's believed that on average annually, internationally, cats are responsible for the deaths of 5 billion birds.
Wow.
That's with a B, not million.
At all.
5 billion birds.
Have you seen them? The little grumpy selves?
They're the ultimate hunters, really.
Yeah, they are.
They really are.
And really and truly, we have equipped cats with a level of autonomy that actually dogs don't necessarily get, because they're smaller, they fit into smaller spaces.
And they just get to go wherever they want. People have accepted that cats are going to go, and they will come back when they come back, if at all.
Yeah, so even domesticated cats have a lot more freedom and less control over them. So glad you put that into context for us so that we understand not just the significance of supporting entities like TTSPCA, but the actual work that they're doing that will support us and help us not to have cats as a problem.
The best part for me about this whole situation is that we can help with a very, very nominal fee. Tickets are only $25.
Only $25, because we want you to bring your family out. So it's not just about the fundraising. We want you to come and learn. If you learn something about birds, you may go home now and do something about your cat that you let out in the morning, and stop being thrilled that it brings you lizards and snakes. That's killing another animal that's part of our ecosystem. So before we get to crisis, we need to step up and do the right thing. And the way to change our culture and to change our minds is through education. So we focus heavily on educating the people. Every chance you get, we speak. And anybody will tell you, don't ask him about animals because I will talk your ears off.
We love
all
it.
the time.
That's why we invited you here, so
All
to talk
the
about the
time.
animals.
Meade, love it.
All right, so we have the animals that people are going to get the opportunity to pet, to get up close and
Interact
personal.
with. We don't like to use pets.
Sorry, not
Yeah.
pet, interact with.
Interact.
So they
And
can have
leave it
conversations, they can stroke and touch if they
you
so
might have
desire.
a touch, just being in this space
Yeah.
has an impact on you. So you don't always have to touch it. And that's something people need to understand. You don't always have to own something, grasp it, touch it. Being in this space. Being in this space of a lovely lady like this is a thrilling moment for me this morning.
You don't have to own it or touch it too.
You don't have to own, you don't have to touch, you don't have to invade her space.
I mean, I
okay?
appreciate that underscoring. But also, you're going to give a lot of education. So whether or not
Yes.
they actually interact physically with the animals, they're bound to go away with some sort of
Yes.
value.
Yes.
And I understand that door prizes as well involved.
Door prizes, yes. TTSPCA has come with some amazing door prizes. So once you get your ticket, hold on to your ticket. The numbers when they call. I guess you're going home with dog treats and dog food and cat. Little stuff that you find a little pricey and so on
Yeah.
there, or you don't have to put that money out. You're going to go home with that. But the key thing is, please, people come out this Saturday and support at the Presal High School. We're hoping to get thousands of people in. We want at the end of the day to be able to make a wonderful, wonderful statement that we have raised X amount of money and it's helping two organizations that are together trying to make a difference in animal welfare and in so doing human welfare here in Trinidad and Tobago.
But for those of us who have scheduled things on this weekend, there are also numbers that you can call that we intermittently put up on the screen so that you can still donate towards the cause, even if you can't physically make it out as well. So you can WhatsApp those numbers on screen right now, and of course you can connect to the TTSPCA as well as their WhatsApp so that you can make a difference too.
Yeah, but if you can, head on out this Saturday from 10 a.m. at the Presal High School. Thank you so much, Ricardo, for joining us this morning. And thank you very much, Zeus, for not talking to us, but also not eating us. We appreciate
Yeah,
that as
that
well.
part, that part.
Thank you very much. Guys, we take a quick break and we come back with more.
handsome.
For the Animals, an interactive wildlife extravaganza is on this coming Saturday. You don't want to miss it.
I'm like, dude,